The Dutchman wood check. I'm back. Going to show you that what I was turning. I'm turning this one log gets on here on the lathe. You can't see it here now. When I hook up the camera, move the camera to in the position, I'll show you. I was going to show you what I'm doing is I'm going to make a vase, and this is a flute. I got this from um, Science and Surplus Place in Geneva on the east side of town, West Chicago, West Chicago. Okay, so I marked it, and the reason I'm making it this small because I can't. This one's a little bit smaller than me trying to put this in there. The problem with this is it's a much bigger form, and if I'm gonna flute the bottom, and I can make it, if I just leave it a certain round. But this is like 2 inches across, and I've got 3 inches, so I don't have a lot of room to play with. So what I'm doing here is, and this is the problem with me trying to make vases. I normally don't make them. You need a lot of wood, width-wise. The lengthwise is not a problem. It's the width-wise stuff. So here I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So here's the idea. I'm going to turn my light on. And I did the segmenting bit a little bit. And so I believe this is maple and this is mahogany. No, that's coalwood. I'm sorry, that's coalwood. The idea here is, so you see my bottom here. This is where I figure the inside's going to be, because I'm going to turn it. I'm going to basically round the edges off. So now I've got another line on the outside. All right. So somewhere in here, I'm going to flute it. So the idea is to take this, curve it down, and go out like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I have to move this to the top a little bit, it's okay. I've got plenty of room. Usually I have less in between here, but who knows? Maybe I can turn that into a stand for something. So the idea here is, and when I start working on it, how this is going to react. Now, one thing I do, I'm not going to start carving this yet. I'm going to start carving this part. So the plan is probably about like this. So I got to get my pencil. Now, this isn't me experimenting, folks. I have no clue. I'm just going to start making it and see what happens. So I've got this. The reason I've got this line too, and it's on the inside, I usually have 3/4 of an inch to an inch from the bottom to the top, because in here, when I go to finish it, I have these knobs from this device here, and they got the holes, and I got to round it out. So I'll probably raise it to about here. But that's kind of what I was shooting for. It's always, to me, it's always subject to moving around. So I probably will start carving it right about here. So the idea is to bring it down, round it off a little bit, and then bring it down, flute it out. So I got to, no, maybe not. Maybe I should do that up here. Yeah, probably right about there. Anyway, the idea is you just play with it and see where it goes. And that's kind of what I've been doing with stuff. Okay, so anybody's watching. The other thing is here too. Now I got this, and I started out making this as a candle holder or a cup, and I had to shorten it. It was that long. I had to shorten it about an inch because it was chipped out. It kept trying to make the inside better. Then you just use a drill bit, but I could probably take this and drill this out and drill it down further so that you can have one of these in there. So I'd put that. The problem is when you get most of the stuff I get when I'm making stuff is going to be too big. And don't use glass, use plastic. So I got these, which is kind of cool because I could actually use them on my trains. I could actually fill this up with colorant and whatever. If I mix something, it's kind of, I'm not going to, this is what normally would people size-wise would put inside of them. But again, it would work perfect in there if I had wider piece. I usually use a log, and I might do it with this. It's possible to do with something this size, because this is a gourd I got from Hawaii, but this might make a good subject for that, and it's kind of the right height. So, see, you need a lot of room. Still, by the time you drill the hole out, after I carve this all out, you're going to be down quite a bit. Trying to find a piece of wood to make a vase in I'd love to have it where I could have it like this the whole entire time, but I don't know if that would float with people. I was thinking would be kind of nice just to leave it the way it is, get it straight, bottom and top, and just drill a hole in the middle. There's nothing to that. I just do the same thing. I put it on there and turn it, And that's not really woodworking, is it? So that's my idea with this. Now, two things you got to do when you're doing this. One is don't wear rings, don't wear necklace, don't wear long sleeves. I see people wearing long sleeves. I've actually seen pictures of people getting their sleeves caught in that spike thing over there. And next thing you know is, it'd be like 911 on TV. The other thing is I wear a mask. Most guys nowadays, when you turn, have a mask embedded in their, a face shield. I've already broken my nose enough times, so that'll work. But the other thing is, so you don't want to get dirty. You could wear a shirt like this. You see, I've already got it dirty, right? But you could wear I always tell people, get a rain suit. Because when you're doing this, it gets so messy. And it goes everywhere. One of the messiest tools I've got in this shop is this thing. So I've got borders on here, as you can see. I can move this around. These slide back and forth. One's being stubborn right now because I've got stuff in it. But see, like that, I can move them around. There's an air purifier on the other side here. One of the big problems is I need to move this out further. Down here at the bottom, this thing here needs to be moved out further so I can slide them both back and forth. I actually was just gonna put a border up and put a piece of plexiglass in here, but with holes in it so that this thing could breathe. But no, it's not what I didn't plan it right, I guess. In this case, I should have had the air purifier right above it, but then I would, anyway, trying to make everything dust-free in here is next to impossible. So, yeah. And by the way, these pieces are actually old pallet wood. I got to clean the inside, but the pallet wood works great because you can make all kinds of doors with it. Anyway, and you can see I'm a craftsman, man. Long story short, when I used to do demonstrations for Craftsman tools way back when, that's where I got this lathe from, actually. They flew me all over. I went to last place I went to and was in 15 was the Bronx. The Bronx, New York, New York. We did tool demonstrations there. We are demoing the lathe. And the Craftsman lathe is actually a good lathe. The Craftsman lathe is actually called a Recon. It's a Recon lathe. And I love this thing. It's not, it doesn't have the automatic this and that, but I mean, it works. If I need to change out stuff, I just move the belts around. Takes me like 5 minutes. Same thing goes with, you know, the only bad part is not a jet or a Powermatic because I can't turn the head sideways to make bigger bowls. The biggest bowl I can make is 11 3/4 inches wide across. That's it. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. I wanted to show you what I was doing. I'll turn this at another time. You know, you can watch me and then you can criticize whatever tools I use because I use all kinds of tools and I'm not stapled to the traditional stuff. So and I do what I do because I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. That makes sense. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Oh.